as life would have it, there's pretty much a sour fruit in every basket. And speaking of sour fruit, Donald Trump is a racist because the communist news network's Don Lemonhead says he is. And if you don't believe Don Lemonhead, you're a racist and a bigot too. Let's watch Don Lemon engage in a shameful bit of guerrilla journalism as he tries like crazy to manipulate, of all people, an elderly black man into joining his Orange Man Bad Reverend Al Sharpton fake outrage brigade.
The president met today with 20 African-American pastors and faith leaders behind closed doors at the White House. Joining me now, one of those pastors, Reverend Bill Owens, is the founder and president of the Coalition of African-American Pastors. Pastor, thank you so much for joining us. Good evening to you. What did the president say about his attacks against these leaders of color, and did any of the faith leaders raise concerns about that?
You're a brother, Pastor Owens. Come on, give us some dirt on Trump. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I think something was said in passing. I don't tune in to negative talk from any side. So some things were mentioned, and I took the position that we as black pastors should go down to Baltimore and see what we can do to help. I'm not going to criticize if there's a need, because I was born poor. When I was up until I was 8 years old, I lived in a two-room house, no water, no lights, a pot-belly stove in the middle of the kitchen, and until I was 8 years old.
But Pastor,
so
listen,
I know politics.
we have a delay, so pardon me for that. So I just want to, just for the sake of time, and I don't mean to cut you off here.
Don's like, yeah, I don't mean to cut you off here, Pastor Owens, but I'm going to cut you off, damn it. This isn't part of the program. We are black men, and it's our duty during this interview to paint Trump out to be a racist. So work with me here, brother. We don't want to hear that you wanted to go down to Baltimore to help people. We don't want to hear about your sob story about how you grew up poor and now you're pouring your life into disadvantaged youth. In case you haven't figured it out there, Pastor, CNN is not here to promote any of that goody two-shoes stuff. We're here to start a race war. Now, damn it, work with me and let's get back to the script.
The question was, what did the president say about his attacks against those leaders of color, and did any of the faith leaders raise concerns about that?
I don't remember him saying anything about colored leaders, leaders that are colored. There were some things discussed, said, but I don't remember him referring to leaders of color.
Okay, let me ask it this way.
Did anybody there raise concerns about what he has been saying lately about people like Elijah Cummings or anyone?
Anyone?
Here's Don in desperation going, anyone? Come on, man. We're the same color. People need to hear from you how bad Orange Man really is. Don't make me go to page 2 on your ass.
Well, that was not the purpose of the meeting today. Today the meeting was how can we help the black community? That is my concern. That was the purpose of the meeting. That is the reason I came to Washington, and that is my focus, helping our inner city young people, especially our children, our young people.
Don's not even listening at this point. He's already looking down at his notes, getting ready to reload the hook with some more bait.
So the president tweeted today that he was looking forward to his meeting with wonderful inner city pastors. Any concern for you that the president used this meeting with black leaders to insulate himself from that criticism?
Don's like, let me spell it out for you, Bill. Is it possible that racist Trump, because you know he's a racist Russian agent, right? I mean, I've been saying it for the last 3 years, and I'm surprised my skin is still black. I should be blue in the face right now. But is it possible that the racist in chief is using you black leaders as stooges to deflect and make himself look good?
I don't think so. I don't think that at all, because I've been to the White House 4 times in 5 months. So it was nothing about insulating him from anything. He wanted to hear from us what our concerns were and what he could do to help us.
This isn't going according to plan. Well, you did this to yourself, Bill. You made me go to page 2 on your ass. Let's see if a little personal attack won't make you come around to seeing things my way.
So, Pastor, you've said some controversial things before. In 2012, you equated President Obama's support of same-sex marriage to supporting child molestation. You later walked that back. But that in itself is an outrageous statement. Why should anyone take you seriously?
I never said.
Why should anyone take you seriously? I never said.
You want the translation on this? You're not following the script, Bill. So, because you're not falling for the trap, why should anybody take you seriously? Based on Don Lemon's MO, there's little doubt in my mind that he would have gone to a page 2 attack if Bill here had played along.
I've never said that. I've never said that. I have never said that. I had a difference with Obama about same-sex marriage. I've never mentioned a child about President Obama. Never, never, never. If I did, find it. I've never said that.
And this is a quote. Okay, if you watch the men who have been caught having sex with little boys, you will note that all of them will say that they were molested as a child, Owen said at a news conference in 2012. For the president to condone this type of thing is irresponsible. He later walked those comments back, saying he didn't think the president was condoning molestation. Is that not correct?
That is correct. I've never felt the president was doing that. As a matter of fact, the president is a gentleman.
Drone Obama may act like a gentleman, but he's just as monstrous as any other psychopathic banker-owned puppet.
We had a deep conversation with one of his key assistants to talk about the things that we disagreed with him on. And the only thing I disagreed with President Obama on was same-sex marriage. That's the only thing. Then the reporters tried to get me to go into other avenues, and I would not do it because I felt same-sex marriage was ungodly. And I took that position then, I take it now.
So he just said that same-sex marriage is ungodly, and Don's just going to gloss over that one. And with his only scripted attack having failed, he brings it back to trying to convince Owens that Trump's a racist instead of trying to coax it out of him this time.
So, I know it's hard for you. You think it's hard to believe that Trump is racist, but he's repeatedly used racially charged language. He consistently attacks black and brown elected leaders. So why is that hard to believe, Pastor?
This word attack is hilarious, but it's an effective word to sink into the collective minds of the masses during these psychological operations sessions. Any word of criticism, especially when they're based on observable facts, are broad-brushed as attacks.
Well, I find President Trump leaders of all colors. He attacks who he will. He's his own man, and I can't dictate what he should or should not do, but he does not just attack black people. He attacks anybody, and you know it.
In other words, his so-called attacks aren't limited to blacks, and therefore his attacks are not racist like you're trying to paint it out, Don, and you know it.
So as a man of faith, as a Christian, you're saying he attacks anyone. It sounds like you're condoning attacks. Is that Christianly or godly?
He's condescendingly trying to put Owens on blast again, as though Don were sitting on high and looking down at the little peasants below his feet and judging them. This is truly pathetic.
I'm just stating a statement of fact. I'm not condoning anything. I'm stating a statement of fact. President Trump does not pick the people he attacks because of color. He attacks anybody he feels needed.
Translation? Take your freaking racist glasses off, Don, and stop sleeping with the race-baiting Reverend Sharpton.
And is that okay with you?
Well, I'm not his judge, but I've been attacked. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a little background. I was in seminary.
Look at Don's face here. He's like, I don't give a damn about this guy. He's of no use to me if he's not going to take the bait. How do we end this interview? I'm done with this guy.
And I started recruiting students for this university. And I got criticism from my leaders, from many ministers. Why are you down at that white man's school? So I'm used to criticism. I couldn't believe it. We started out with 3 students and put 400 students in a university, inner city students, that this ministry, CAAP, was born out of, which was Give Me a Chance ministry, asking the university to give these students a chance to go to college.
So,
students
Pastor,
who had no
listen,
idea they could even go to college.
I
Yes.
appreciate your giving me your biography. I do, but for the sake of time, because I don't have a lot of time with you, I have a lot of show ahead. What does that have to do with this
Right.
president?
Okay, then.
I don't give a crap about all the good things you're doing, Owens. This is my interview, and it's about painting Trump out to be a racist, and you're not working with me.
I was criticized then, and I'm criticized now, directly or indirectly, for meeting with the president. What I'm trying to say is I do what I can to help our young people, wherever that is, however that is. And I have an agenda to help our black young people and poor people of any color throughout this country. I've done it, and I'm going to do it again. And I will work with the president on that agenda.
Did you work with President Barack Obama on that agenda?
I work with all presidents on that agenda. All presidents. I'll work with anybody that wants to help this country and help our inner city young people. I don't want them to have to go through what I went through to get where I am. Thank God I'm blessed. Starting from nothing on the other side of scratch, I have 3 university degrees. I thank God for that because God blessed me in this great country.
Well, we don't want to hear about how great this country is, Mr. Owens. CNN is working hard to tear this country apart, and we don't need people like you who won't take the bait coming onto our show and screwing things up.
Pastor Owens, again, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Leave your thoughts about this for the world, the Google Thought Police, and race baiters like the Communist News Network and Don Lemonhead in the comments section below. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Also, check out over 100 hard-hitting designs in the shirt store, and if you want to support more content, hit me up on Patreon or PayPal. All those links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.